Yeah, so I mean, what we are really essentially calling for is a fairer tax system that ensures that income from wealth is taxed the same as income from work. Currently, work is overtaxed and wealth undertaxed. What you see is you could have a cleaner and a hedge fund manager both working in the same building but paying the same marginal tax rate. And that is just fundamentally unfair. And that's because capital gains tax is not equalized with income tax. And actually, by reforming that tax system and making sure income from wealth is taxed the same as income from work, the Chancellor could raise 11.3 billion pounds. And that's just a start. We also need to look at the skyrocketing inequality in this country, where billionaires are getting richer and richer, whereas from 2010 to 2024, average person has only increased their wealth by £16 a week. So what we're looking at is a very rigged system, but we can unrig it. The system is designed by people, and it can be redesigned. It's just a question of political will. So we're also looking at a wealth tax, and that's a 2% wealth tax on net wealth over 10 million pounds, and that would raise 24 billion pounds a year from those who could afford it. Some 20,000 people, just 0.04% of the population. I think it really taps into a sense of real anger and frustration that ordinary people up and down the country are really feeling. They're not feeling better off. They're really struggling to get by. We have a cost of living crisis, and a lot of our public services that everyone relies on, our public infrastructure, our schools, our NHS, childcare, they're all struggling and crumbling. So when you're seeing billionaires get richer and richer, and oftentimes avoiding tax, there's a lot of frustration and a lot of anger out there. So I think it's a really great campaign. And what we want to see is that translate into political pressure and then political action. And there's a chancellor to tax billionaires and the super rich a lot more at the upcoming budget. Actually, even going into the polling and the data, polling by Survation has found that 80% of millionaires support higher taxes on the super rich, and even 80% of those who a wealth tax would apply to in a poll said that they would support it as well. And that's because it's just a tiny, tiny 2% over that net wealth of 10 million pounds that would be taxed. And so these are people that can afford to pay, and they're proud to stay, and they won't be leaving. I think pay your tax. Why aren't you being patriotic? This country has helped you amass an enormous fortune. And you look around and we have millions in poverty, children who are rifling through the bins in schools to find food to eat. This is unacceptable. It's a moral stain in our country. You have the power to change all this, but you're more concerned with amassing more and more money for yourself. That is just greed. And so, if Jim Ratcliffe wants to pay more or less, doesn't matter. The government needs to take action and start to build a country that's fairer and works for everyone.